Hello and welcome. My mock company concept, my cognitive journey, and AI experience concept model. The scope and objective of cognitive journey AI: to provide users with an immersive experience of what it feels like to have dementia, including sensory and visual distortions and difficulty with spatial awareness. This system is designed for education purposes to foster empathy and understanding among caregivers, healthcare providers, and the public. Key stakeholders and ethical concerns. Stakeholders would be dementia patients and their family, educational institutions, and policymakers, to name a few. The primary ethical concerns for the stakeholders would be representation, privacy, consent, training appropriateness, professional ethics, ethical use, accuracy and bias, and the integrity of data. The ethical framework used is the ethics of care and professional ethics. Ethics of care include the principles of empathy, respect for dignity, responsibility, and interconnectedness. Principles of professional ethics include accountability, non-maliciousness or do no harm, autonomy, and justice. For the AI system company's code of ethics, I focused on an ethical framework and the principles of each. For example, the code of ethics includes empathy. This system is designed to create an understanding and compassion for those with dementia by accurately representing their experiences to help users empathize with patients. Responsibility. The company takes responsibility for the potential impact of the AI system on users and those they care for, providing guidance and supportance before, during, and after the simulation. Accountability. The company is accountable for the ethical implications of the AI system, regularly evaluating and updating it to address any ethical concerns and ensuring it meets high standards of professional ethics. This is a detailed plan of how the code of ethics would be implemented into the system or company. For example, to target empathy, we would strive for simulation accuracy and user support. For confidentiality and accountability implementation, we would focus on data protection, implement strong data security measures to protect user information, and ethical oversight to establish an ethics review board and regularly assess the system's impact and ensure it adheres to ethical standards. Security requirement analysis. For the AI system, a threat modeling exercise was used to identify potential security threats and vulnerabilities. Detailed here are the steps taken to conduct a threat modeling exercise. Here I define the security requirements for the AI system, which include data protection and privacy measures as seen above. To address identified threats, I developed a risk mitigation strategy with the strategy steps detailed as shown. For the system design, I created an architecture diagram to show the main components of the system and their interactions. Here's the data flow diagram created to illustrate the flow of data between components, such as the user device and user interface. This would be one example of the AI simulation that would be created for the user simulating the visual changes and light changes that occur with dementia. I used Dolly, an AI generative system, to create this photo for an example. The second image on the right is also created using Dolly, and this is simulating to the user how the reading abilities are affected for those who have dementia. Here's a detailed explanation of the data management plan for the AI system. I detailed the steps for data collection and the data storage. Continuing the data management plan, here are the steps for data processing and data deletion. To implement ethical and security measures, I would do a variety of things, such as make data anonymous and available to authorized personnel only, perform penetration testing and real-time monitoring, just to name a few. The testing and validation plan consists of an ethical impact assessment, which includes fairness testing and bias evaluation. To test for fairness, we would perform the user studies with a variety of diverse groups to ensure accurate representation of dementia. To test for bias, we could incorporate the AI fairness tool, such as Google's What If tool, to identify any biases. For security testing, we would use tools such as Burp Suite, perform penetration testing, identifying and exploiting the system vulnerabilities, if any. We would target vulnerability scanning by performing regular scans to detect any security weaknesses using OpenVAS or Nessus. For continuous monitoring of the system, we would use monitoring tools such as Splunk, while also performing regular audits and review of users, and use of SurveyMonkey to take user feedback.